Her songs are infectious, brimming with the kind of hooks that seem genetically engineered to provoke you to turn up the volume on a sunny summer afternoon. But for the 20-year-old pop superstar Demi Lovato, real life has not always been so sugary sweet, as ABC's Amy Robach learned in this raw and revealing Nightline interview.
It's the sound and fury of fame. And for 20-year-old pop star Demi Lovato, now releasing her fourth album, it still feels like the first time around.
You too. Thank you so much.
Her fans, lovingly known as Lovatos, have stuck by the superstar through her personal struggles and her success.
With your new album release, I saw people online saying you've saved their lives. That is a tremendous amount of pressure. I mean, it's fantastic, but it's also a lot of pressure.
Like, I don't feel pressure anymore just because I'm being honest with you.
In her new self-titled album, Demi doesn't hold back. From self-empowerment to heartbreak.
I saw that former beau, Joe Jonas, sent you a tweet. Congrats at Didi Lovato on new record. Happy for you. And then I saw speculation that maybe he was some of the inspiration.
Well, we were in a relationship and we broke up. And at one point I was really mad at him. But today, in this moment, which is the moment that I'm living in, we have a great friendship.
I was looking at some of the titles. Let's see. Really Don't Care, Warrior, Firestarter. You sound like a tough cookie.
I am a tough cookie. I am.
She had to grow up fast. A singer at age 5, a child actor at just 7.
I booked Barney when I was 7.
And you've been in the spotlight ever since.
It wasn't until I was about 14 when I was on gossip sites and people were leaving really mean comments.
Like many teenagers, Demi struggled with her weight, but under the harsh Hollywood lights, the pressure to be thin took its toll.
When I was growing up, I had no one to look up to in the spotlight that was a regular-sized girl. Like, this was the time when socialites were very, very thin and were going to clubs. And that's what I had on my wall. I had pictures of these girls that were, like, so tiny.
But I have a 10-year-old girl who looks in the mirror and says, I'm not skinny, I want to be skinny.
I said that when I was like 4 years old, and that there's something wrong with that.
Demi became bulimic, and at age 11, secretly started self-mutilating her wrists. At a low point, Demi entered rehab in 2010.
I knew that I was in trouble, and I knew that I couldn't do it on my own. The difference is now is when I don't want to eat or I want to throw up after a meal, I tell somebody, and that instantly takes away the power of what that has on me if I were to do it.
When you see somebody like Lindsay Lohan, do you have words of wisdom for her?
I love Lindsay. She's one of my friends, and I will always be there if she ever reaches out. But it's not my place to give her words of advice. Like, I can't sit here and say that I am Miss Recovery, that I'll be that way for the rest of my life.
3 years later, it's still a struggle, but Demi says she's finally being honest with herself and her fans.
I've had tons of young girls, like, say that I've saved their lives, and, like, that's something that I can't really fathom at all.
She has spoken up for victims of teen bullying, and just this month, Demi was honored by the Department of Health and Human Services for her work, supporting teen mental health issues.
Telling my story is very important to me.
Moving on for Demi is all about loving who she is now.
I'm definitely heavier than I used to be, but I glow now.
Yes.
And it's because I'm happy and I, like, take care of myself.
So your new tattoo says something. What does it say?
Now I'm a warrior.
So now you're like a warrior forever.
Oh, no, like, I have no choice.
One more guys, we gotta go.
For Nightline, I'm Amy Robach in New York.
And our thanks to Amy Robach. Coming up here on Nightline.